The issue, of course, is the depiction of the Native American. It's reported the state's 11 recognized tribes consider the old flag to be offensive, and experts agree. And I put quotations around the term experts here because these experts say ideally a child should be able to draw a state flag. It should be a simple design. So here's the new flag. You can see very plain two-tone blue with a star. Now, maybe in some cases we do need to rectify to some degree with our country's past. Some of it is horrible. But I say this a lot, and we talk about this a lot on American Agenda. It seems like the left is coming after just about everything we hold near and dear in this country. Do you know that the state of Utah, they've already changed their flag, and it looks like a simpler design now? And how about this? Other states are considering a simplifying design on their flag as well. That includes Michigan, Illinois, and the state of Maine. This reminds me of some other flags that we see now draped all over the place, especially in our children's schools. Those include the LGBTQ plus pride flags, sexual orientation flags, gender identity and gender expression flags, and trust me, there's plenty more where that goes on. They all seem pretty simple like design to me, and maybe I'm looking into this too much, but I'm calling it like I see it. I'll point out another extremely simple flag. Plain red ones, which are predominantly the symbol of left-wing politics, including socialism, communism, and Marxism. And again, I'm just making an observation. There seems to be a new initiative, and there you can see them, to erase a lot of our history and turn our country into something completely different. And flags, they are a big part of that. Oh, and how about our statues? They've been going down left and right over the last few years. The latest to come down is a Confederate monument at Arlington National Cemetery. And then there's, of course, our traditions. The latest case, a school district outside of Philadelphia telling bus drivers to take down Christmas decorations. Can't have them anymore. Telling other employees they can't wear festive clothing to work. How dare they go ahead and celebrate Christmas. Again, these are just some observations I'm making, but they seem to be right in front of our face, Katrina. And I think this goes well with the next topic here that we're going to discuss here.
But Bob, as you make your way back to the desk, I do want to introduce our guests here because I want to hear your opinions. We have Joe Pinion, GOP strategist, former U.S. Senate candidate, and Jeanette Hoffman, Republican strategist, joins us back here in studio. Joe, I got to get your thoughts on just this seeming desperation and need to cancel Christmas, to cancel tradition.
Look, I mean, I find it difficult to reason with people who think that "Baby, It's Cold Outside" should be banned, but somehow standing on a bridge yelling from the river to the sea is a nuanced conversation worthy of public discourse. So it seems to me that the same people who invented the phrase whitewashing are now trying to whitewash our history. They want to tear down the statues. The statue is not the problem. The story we tell about the statue is the problem. The story we tell about the flag is a problem. We need to tell the whole story about what happened to that Indian or that Native American on that horseback. We need to tell the whole story about what those statues really stood for. That is how you solve the problems of America. Trying to pretend that these things never happened is actually how you ensure the history does in fact repeat itself.
Jeanette, do you think I was off in making those points about the flags and simplifying them all down to be what looks like the same thing?
Yeah, no, Bob, I don't think you're off at all. I think there's just this, and like Joe talked about, they just want to just wash over our history. And we're not actually teaching history in classrooms, right? We're just trying to oversimplify and just get rid of all the bad stuff. We don't want to hear about bad things anymore. Just get rid of it, right? But that's how we learn. We teach history. Otherwise, we're doomed to repeat it. And it's not just Christmas. They just canceled the menorah lighting in Williamsburg, Virginia, because they didn't want people to think they were associated with Israel, which to me is just shocking and upsetting. So, you know, there's this move of political correctness. It's like we want to erase all the bad things and kids can't hear about bad things. That's not the way our country, that's not what our country was built upon. That's not how our country was founded. We need to learn from history. We need to teach Western civilization history, not all these other things. We need to, you know, adding all these things to the curriculum, LGBTQ history, you know, feminist history. Those things are important, but the way our country was founded on, real history matters.
We used to have Miracle on 34th Street. Now we're going to have a new American tale. Satan comes to Iowa. That's what's happening in America today. So, look, we've got a long way to go, but I think there's a robust group of Americans who simply want to say, just keep your hands off my Tannenbaum and let us live our pretty much
hard to do
glorious
in
existence.
today's
That's
day and
right.
age.